Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome to this new updated WindWalker PvP guide for DragonFlight. So I made a guide a little ago, but it's actually outdated after WindWalker monks got a bunch of nerfs. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. We'll start with our races. The best races for a WindWalker is gonna start with being a Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm gonna show you right now why that is the best race. Let me see if it's in. Yep, so you can see it. So this fire blood is the reason why this is the best. It removes poison, disease, curse, magic, and bleed effects. That right there is the reason it's the best. And that's the same as the normal dwarf, but it has an additional effect where it increases your primary stat by 876 and an additional 219 for each effect removed. So you can do a very big counter skill using this. So you can get all death mark, everything off you, feral bleeds, everything. Right now, rogue poisons and diseases are a big thing. Same with ferals. It hurts a lot, especially rogues, because death mark doubles up their poison damage. So if you can get that off, that is huge. And you can do that with this ratio right here. And you can then do a counter go, as you would get a lot of primary stat and therefore a lot of damage. So the best one I would say is Dark Iron Dwarf, because it has two plays to it. You can use it very defensively and offensively. So it's just very good in general. So that's the first one. Second one, if you didn't think about it, yes, it's normal dwarf then, because normal dwarf also removes everything. It just, instead of giving you offensive possibilities, it gives you 10% reduction damage. So this is the second best race in my opinion, because it does the same but just reduces damage afterwards as well. So I could see this also being as good. You can just use the other one for more possibilities, but this is very good as well. So as a Moonwalker, you probably want to go either Dark Iron Dwarf or Dwarf. My last recommendation would be Night Elf. Night Elf, the only thing it benefits you a lot from is your Shadow Meld. Shadow Meld is a crazy ability if you use it to its maximum possibility, because you can Shadow Meld anything in the game. You can Shadow Meld the Hunt. You can Shadow Meld anything in the game. So, you know, the possibilities are pretty much endless. And if you use it correctly, it's crazy good. It's just not that reliable, because it's very hard to maximize the possibility of it. And the last one I would recommend, which is not really the best one anymore, it used to be, is normal Orc, boys. I am Orc right now just because I'm lazy and I haven't unlocked Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm still doing that, but yeah, this just gives you a little bit more attack power, so you have more damage on your goes. You have 5% more, because you get 5% more reduction on stuns, because you get 15 from your trinkets now. And you have a damage though by pets increased by 1. So yeah, that's it. Your images do a little bit more damage, but we don't really use images anymore, which I'm going to come into later in this video. But yeah, those are the races I recommend. Let's get into gearing. So right now our stats is versatility, mastery, then crit. And with our gear, there's one thing you want to look out for. That's tier set. Right now I'm rocking the hands of tier set, because that's the only one I could acquire with the chest, of course. This is crit master, so it's terrible stats. It's got no versatility, but it has tier set. 2 set is what you want to prioritize for everything. So if you only have 2 set in form of LFG gear, very bad item, you take it, because 2 set increases your Rise and Sun Kick by 30% after you fist the third. And that is huge. So you definitely want to get your hands on this if you can. And yeah, that is really it. You of course want to get the crafted. Let me just repair my gear. You want to get your crafted helmet and your crafted feet, because these two are best stats, and this one gives you additional 5% reduction on incoming crowd control. So yeah, that's very good. The 2 trinkets I would recommend playing with is Emblem for pretty much anything in the 3s, really. If you know you're going to be the target, which you are in a lot of comps. Otherwise, you would of course play with your unused trinket if you expect not to be the target. But in most comps you play as a Windwalker, you are, of course. So yeah, it can be tough. But if you're playing with a healer like a shaman, They might just tunnel the Sham if they're melee comp. So you can, in that case, play Badge of Ferocity. But having your emblem is just always nice because it's literally just an extra defensive cooldown, especially if you have the Conquest one, which just gives insane amount of increase in maximum health. Yeah, that's the gearing. Let's go over to the talents. So the talents I recommend right now is looking like this right here. Let me just get my video cam away. Let me get these away as well. There we go. So here you see on the left side, there is a possibility of doing different things here. I've seen people go improve Vivify, Grace of the Crane, not having a Strength to Spirit and Close to Heart. This is definitely what I recommend. I would recommend Close to Heart because it not only gives you 8% increased healing, but your allies within 10 yards. And I play right now Demon Hunter WindWalker. And so I'm often very close to my Demon Hunter, which means he also benefits from Close to Heart, 8% increased healing. And depends on the comp you play if you take Tiger Tail Sweep. If you're playing Frost DK WindWalker, the DK probably only has a go every 1 minute, which means this would be a total waste as you only need your stun every 1 minute. So there's no reason to take this in that comp. But in my circumstances, I'm playing with a DH again, so I do take Tiger Tail Sweep. And I don't see Vivify healing for a lot, so I just completely sacked this. At one point I also didn't go Vivification because it didn't seem good to me, but I've gone it again because it's just nice having a free instant Vivify every 10 seconds, really. But yeah, this is what you want to rock. Against things where you can't detox, you don't take it. Then you would take it over in a Grace of the Crane, in my opinion. But yeah, this is what you want to rock on the left side. Going to the right side, there's not a single thing I would change on the right side. I've seen people going to in Touch of the Tiger instead of Ascension. But I do not see that being good because Tiger Palm is just a filler, doesn't do that much damage. It's been buffed recently 2 times, 30%. But again, it still doesn't do insane amount of damage, so I would not recommend it. I would recommend taking it in Widening Whirl, even though this is useless, so you can have another point in Ascension. You would also take Drinking Horn Cover, even though it does not work in Arena, because it is a cheaper way than going this way, Meridian Strikes and Spiritual Focus, because you would use 2 here where you only use 1 here. So yeah, that is the talents, boys. On to the PvP talents. There is 5 talents that I would, maybe 6 talents that I would recommend using. All the others you can sack off. First one, Reverse Harm, Turbo Fist, and Alpha Tiger. If you're playing against anything that can be disarmed, you take your grapple weapon over your Reverse Harm if you're playing a comp with a healer. So if you're playing double DPS 2s, I would probably say you would want to swap it out with Alpha Tiger instead. But if you're playing 3s with a healer, 2s with a healer, Solo Shuffle with a healer, you would swap it out with your Reverse Harm. Another thing you could take is Mighty Ox Kick. If you're playing with a Shaman, you're against a melee comp, they're probably going to tunnel your healer. Mighty Ox Kick could get very good for just throwing them away from their healer and giving him a better possibility of survival. I've also recently played a little bit of Ride the Wind. I do not recommend this talent though, because it doesn't really do that much. It only takes your snares away on Flying Serpent Kick. And yeah, it's not really that crazy. But you can also use that. All the others, there's no reason to. So you would take Reverse Harm, Turbo Fist, Alpha Tiger, Mighty Ox Kick, and a Grapple Weapon. Those 5 are the 5 you want for PvP talents. Okay, let's move on to the rotation part of the video. So a lot of change actually since all the Windwalker nerfs. The Thunderfish nerf for 40% has changed rotation quite a bit, even playing against pet classes. So you never actually want to strike the Windlord before you go anymore. You just strike Windlord on the go. We don't rely on that Thunderfist damage anymore. Now we rely on our Rising Sun Kicks due to tier bonus and our strike the Windlord damage on goes. So no more Thunderfist damage we're relying on, boys. So the go is as normal. You build up your hit combo to 6. And then you want to Fist of Fury before for the tier set of 30% damage on striking of Rising Sun Kick when you Fist of Fury. There we go. Then on the target, you would Phalanx Stomp before the go, Paralysis, into a stun, Tiger Palm, use your modifiers, Strike on the Windlord, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Rise and Sun Kick, then you'd Fist of Fury to get 30% of your next two as well. You would Blackout Kick to get the Rise and Sun Kick off, and Blackout Kick again until you have another Rise and Sun Kick, and then just rinse and repeat. So you would want to just get as many Rise and Sun Kicks off with your modifiers and your tier set. So that's pretty much it, boys. That's the rotation for your burst. In between your goes, you want to rely as much as you can on your Fist of Fury and Rise and Sun Kick. So you want to just get as many Rise and Sun Kicks off per game as you can. But keep in mind, if you're playing against melee classes, Fist of Fury is one of the biggest tools for surviving, because you do parry all their attacks when you're channeling it. So it's very important to not waste it in that scenario. But otherwise, you want to just get it off so you can Rise and Sun Kick pretty much. Yeah, that is the rotation part. Hope you enjoyed the video, boys. If you did, give it a like, subscribe. I stream over on Twitch. My name is also FaceX there. If you want to follow me, the link will be in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, boys.